Welcome back, everybody, and today we're going to look at the shocking truth about velociraptors. Were they towering pack hunters or lone murder chickens? Velociraptors have long been depicted as scaly, towering pack hunting predators that could outsmart humans and face off with T-Rex in epic cinematic showdowns. As cool as that sounds, it's almost entirely wrong. In reality, velociraptors were a far cry from their movie counterparts. If you grew up in the dinoverse of content media that exploded on the scene in 1993, you probably think velociraptors were about the size of a middle school basketball coach. Tall, intimidating, and ready to call you out for double dribbling. But in reality, velociraptors were about 3 feet tall, 6 to 7 feet long from nose to tail, and only weighed about 30 to 40 pounds. Yeah, that's about the size of a Thanksgiving turkey with an attitude problem. So instead of a raptor peering menacingly into your kitchen window, picture a really buff chicken looking at you like, "You got any snacks, punk?" Hollywood raptors could definitely be scary, but real velociraptors would give you nightmares while barely being able to reach your countertop. Don't get cocky though, they could still do some serious damage. As anyone who has been chased by a turkey can tell you, their small size makes them agile, sneaky, and way harder to see coming. Imagine being chased by a small, angry turkey that can climb trees and wield insanely sharp claws. No thank you, right? Let's get into some facts that might ruffle your feathers. Velociraptors were covered in a full coat of primitive bird-like feathers. Don't worry, they weren't flying, but they definitely weren't as sleek and as smooth as Hollywood wants you to believe. In fact, modern scientists think they look more like prehistoric murder chickens than reptilian assassins. So next time you see a movie raptor, just imagine it with a downy, colorful coat of floofy owlet feathers. You'll almost want to cuddle it. The feathers weren't just for show either. Paleontologists believe that they helped with warmth, balance, and possibly even mating displays. That's right, velociraptors may have been the supermodels of their day. Imagine a raptor strutting its feathery tail like a peacock. This showing off makes you see them a little differently, doesn't it? We all love the pack-hunting clever girl moments in velociraptor media, but based on current data, it appears they may have been more of lone wolves. There is no evidence that they hunted together, coordinated plans, or had a lead raptor calling the shots like a dino drill sergeant. But don't you worry folks, this precocious fluffy little predator was more than capable of finding a meal on its own. If 2 or 3 raptors did end up hunting together, it wasn't because they were running military formations. They were just like, "Oh, you're chasing that thing? Cool, me too." Kinda like dogs. It's like when 2 strangers at a buffet spot the roast beef station. They're both gonna get a piece, but it doesn't mean they're married now. No strategy, just opportunity. So while Hollywood raptors had strategic group chats, the real ones were more like opportunistic free-for-alls. Here's a real mind melter. Velociraptors had more in common with modern birds than with reptiles. That's right. If you've ever been chased by an angry Canadian goose, congrats, you've experienced a modern-day raptor attack without the claws. Modern birds like hawks, falcons, and even chickens are believed to be descendants of dinosaurs, and velociraptors were closer to them than to lizards. We're talking chickens with knives on their feet? That might sound fun, but that's literally what velociraptors were. This means that every time a pigeon gives you the side eye, it's basically a distant relative of the velociraptor establishing dominance. Makes you think twice about turning your back on it, right? Holy cow, are you still here? You must really like dinosaurs. Well, if you do, make sure you check out our merch store. Pick yourself up a Triceratops or Torosaurus t-shirt, or maybe both. Get one for your friend, your mom, your grandma, your sister, your cousin. You know, that weird guy that works at the front of the office. Everybody loves these things, so make sure you grab them, and also remember that it helps support the channel. One of the most iconic images in dinosaur pop culture is the T-Rex facing off against a pack of velociraptors. Epic battle, right? Well, based on current excavations, it's believed that it's rather unlikely that these 2 apex predators would have ever met. The T-Rex lived primarily in North America between 83.6 and 66 million years ago, and the Velociraptor lived in Mongolia between 89.8 and 72.1 million years ago. This crossover in time means that it's not impossible, but it is unlikely. It's like assuming that lions and tigers would bump into each other in modern times, despite their very different geographic positions. So in short, velociraptors were more of a fluffy loner murder chicken than the scaly, robust monsters that are portrayed in modern media. I wonder what cool and amazing things we'll learn about them with further excavation and time. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode. Let us know whether you prefer the towering pack hunters or the loner murder chickens. Also, if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and pound that notifications button to make sure you don't miss out on a single episode. You can also help to support the channel by checking out our store, link in the description. Lots of cool dinosaur stuff there, you will not be disappointed. Come check it out.